Hello everyone, today's video is a travel guide for a day trip to Brač, Croatia. Brač is one of the beautiful islands that is just a short 50-minute ferry ride away from the popular Split township. Brač is the third largest island in the Adriatic Sea, and despite being so near to Split, the island isn't as touristy as its neighbouring islands, Hvar and Korcula. From divine beaches, historical architecture, all the way to incredible nature with olive fields and vineyards. You won't want to miss a chance to explore this island. The best time to visit Brač is during the summer months, so June to August. In this video I am visiting during October, which is considered a low season. On my day trip to Brač, I caught the ferry from Split on the mainland using Jadrolinja ferry services. To buy the tickets, you can walk up to the ticket offices that will look like this. It is right down the waterfront on your walk to the ferry, so you can't miss it. You can also book the tickets online using their website, which I will link below for you. Our tickets costed us 28 kunas one way, which is the low season price. The high season will cost you 33 kunas one way. They do accept vehicles on board the ferry, and there is a different price for this. It was time to board the ferry. This was simple. All we had to do was walk right up to it and hand the man our tickets. A good thing to note is that the tickets don't actually have a time on them, just a date. So you have the whole day to use them. The ferry ride was very pleasant and not crowded. We managed to find some seats, but ended up standing the whole ride since it was so beautiful. This was definitely one of the highlights of our day. It was so peaceful looking out over the Adriatic Sea. We were even lucky enough to see some dolphins on our ferry ride. The ferry port in Supetar was very scenic and a great sight to see on our arrival to the island. I couldn't believe how clear the water was at the port. Not long after arriving, we were on the hunt for a bus to Bol. To find the bus here, we just continue walking straight as you get off the ferry. There is some signage around if you get confused, and the locals are very friendly, so I'm sure they would be happy to guide you in the right direction if you happen to miss it. We have made it to Supetar on Bol, so we're going to go look around and do some exploring. So it is about 1:50 p.m. in the afternoon, and there are buses which are here, but they don't come that regular, so the next one is at 2:40 p.m. So we have about an hour here to explore Supetar, which is where the ferry dropped us off, and I think that's plenty of time because Supetar isn't too big.
Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive.
The bus to Bol costs 40 kunas for a one-way ride or 50 kunas for a return ticket. There are a few other destinations you can get the bus to, but we decided to head to Bol as this is where the famous Slat Rani beach is. Taxi drivers at the ferry port were also offering us a 50 kuna ride per person one way to Bol, but we decided to go with taking the bus since we wanted to explore more of Supetar first. If you wanted to hire a scooter on Brač Island, it costs 34 to 39 euros for 24 hours, depending on the size you want. Although small, Supetar was stunning. We ended up getting lost for time here and missed our bus, so we had to wait another hour. This didn't bother us too much as it was time for a quick lunch break. We found a quiet little bakery with seating close by to the bus stop, and for 30 kunas we got pizza bread, burek and a coffee. Not long after this, our bus had arrived. The buses here are very prompt and leave exactly on time, so keep that in mind if you were going to use the bus service in Brač. The bus ride took our breath away as we got a lovely glimpse at the beauty of Brač. We saw so many olive trees and vineyards. No wonder olive oil and wine are so affordable here in Croatia. Fun fact for you, the White House and Diocletian's palace was made from the stone originating on Brač Island. So if you would like to take a look at this, the excavation place is situated near the town of Brač. The bus also stops through a couple of townships on its way to Bol, and I noticed a few of the locals also use this bus service. As we got closer, the coastline followed us the rest of the way through. It was clear to see when we were in Bol by the terracotta coloured rooftops. The bus was 1 hour total, and well worth it in my opinion. So we took a late bus to Bol and ended up only with 1 hour to spare here, so we're just walking along the beautiful beachfront. And welcome to Bol. This is what Tuesdays on Bol, Brač looks like.
Skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else.
Bol was such a sweet little town. Walking along the Bol River, we saw crystal clear beaches. This place is a must-see. Because we were so short for time, we missed out on seeing the famous Jadrolinja beach. At least this gives me another reason to revisit. The best viewpoint for Jadrolinja is Vidova Gora, and it's apparently the highest peak in the Adriatic Islands. So if you get the chance to go to this lookout, you can either hike to the top and it takes 3 to 5 hours, or you can drive there as there is parking, or taxis will also take you up for about 20 to 50 euros. Bye Bol! It was nice knowing you for 1 hour. We said goodbye to Bol and headed off again for the last bus and got to see the sunset over the mountains. This time the bus took a different route and we got to see a glimpse of some other small townships. We then had another hour to spare in Supetar and used this time to walk around the river again and caught the 8 PM ferry back to Split. Please keep in mind the ferry timetable may vary. The high season tends to have more ferries and the low season tends to have fewer. The ferry ride was again another pleasant ride. We spent half of the ride downstairs as they have a cafe on board serving drinks and snacks. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. And to continue watching, you can click on the Croatia playlist above. I have videos on Split, Zagreb, Omiš and plenty more.